Hello, my name is Lizzie, and this is Lizzie's Literary Life, and today we are doing my June Tipsy wrap up. I'm on vacation right now, and I'm currently in my childhood home, not in my childhood bedroom. I'm in my brother's childhood bedroom, but you know, it's now an office, but I'm here. I don't love this angle, but we're making it do. We're making it do. So, also I have this. It's a Buzzballs Tequila Rita, and it is green. And it was $3, and I purchased it at a Walmart in Jacksonville, Florida. Shout out to Danielle from Danielle Reads, because I was staying with her. So stay tuned for the videos we filmed together because they're so fun. I have no idea how this is going to taste because it gives a description that, like, it says it has tequila and vodka and triple sec, but, like, with natural flavors. Like, what flavor? Natural green flavor? I guess it's just green. So, we're going to enjoy this, and we're going to talk about the books that I read in June. So let me crack this open. Oh, this is kind of difficult. I think I might need a lever. What can I use as a lever? I'm going to use scissors as a lever. Let me grab. I've got my crochet scissors, and I'm going to use them to open because it's like too close to the thing. I can't get it up. I hope this doesn't splash. Okay. It's open. I should not lick off the scissors. That would be a bad idea. Okay. Oh, it just tastes like lime. That's a Tequila Rita. Oh, it says shake well. I didn't shake well. Oh, but it's women owned. We like that. I'm just noticing things on this Buzzball container can. It's a can, but it's a ball. It's a ball can. Okay. This is really not bad, actually. I have to get to the right tab. We got to do stats first. I'm going to put my drink down for the stats. That's what I usually do because stats are serious business. Serious business. I read 9 books in the month of June for a total of 2,782 pages for an average of 309.1 pages per book. My average audiobook length was 9.2 hours, which is... I actually read a lot of audiobooks this month. You'll see. My average rating is a 2.44. I did not read very good books this month. I spent an average of 8.1 days reading each book for an average pages per day of 92.7. I spent a total of 33 and a half hours reading this month with an average of 3.73 hours spent on each book. My pages per hour was on average 113, and I had 8 books on my Jigsaw TBR, and I read 3 of them, and I DNF'd 1, which makes 4, not even counting the DNF. I completed 38% of my TBR, which is not great, but it's okay. I'll just carry over those books into July, because I'm not making a Jigsaw TBR for July. This is my genre breakdown for the month of June. We've got a lot of colors in there. We've got a lot of mystery thriller, a lot of sci-fi dystopian, some fantasy, some poetry, what poetry did I read? I guess we'll find out. Some poetry and a contemporary. In terms of age demographics, I read mostly adult books per usual, but I read 1 middle grade, it looks like. I read mostly audio this month, which is different from the other months this year. Some ebooks, some physical. I was doing a lot of road trip crafting, lots of audiobook vibes this month. My ratings, you can see why it was a 2.44 average. I did not give a single book above a 3-star this month. So that's cute and fun. And we like to hate books sometimes. So I also gave my first 1-star of the year this month, but it was an enjoyable 1-star. So we'll get to it. And those are the stats. I'm very warm. So if I'm sweaty or like shiny, just excuse that. Okay, we're going to go through these so fast, like I always say and never do. Gotta get my buzz balls. I mean, it's only one buzz ball, but I just love the Z on the end of buzz balls. So it's a buzz balls. It also was $3, so that's great. The first book that I read in the month of June was The Troubled Girls of Dragomir Academy. This I started in April and then just didn't finish because I was doing women's prize stuff and I didn't finish it until the beginning of June. This I gave 2.5 stars. This is a middle grade fantasy, and it was like fine. I thought like the concept was good. Do I even remember what it was about? We've got this girl who's like a misfit in her family, kind of. There's like a whole thing in the world where like the boys are like tested for being sorcerers, and sorcerers have like this great responsibility and are very respected, and her brother is getting tested to be a sorcerer and she like messes everything up, and then her parents get this letter from the government that says you have to send your daughter to this academy for troubled girls. And she's like, oh no. And her parents send her away. And then it's about that. And it's like kind of really predictable. And I thought the ending was so abrupt. Like it wrapped up really abruptly. And I didn't really like it, but it was like fine. Like it wasn't bad. It just was like was not a very good middle grade. Like it was fine. It was fine. The next book I read in June was Jane, a Murder by Maggie Nelson. Now this, I think, this was the poetry. This is a poetry true crime situation. And I think I could have loved it. Like the 3-star is not like this is a bad book 3-star. It's a like, I wasn't sitting down to like do it properly 3-star, you know? And I would be interested to reread it in the future and like give it the time and care and focus that I think it deserves. It was Wonderthon this month, and Wonderthon was a time. And I read it for Wonderthon. I was like, this is a short book that I could bang out, and I like kind of read it while I was at work, and it just was not the atmosphere. But I think I could have loved this book. I did enjoy Bluettes by Maggie Nelson, and I'm interested to read The Argonauts, so I'm not turned off of Maggie Nelson. I just think it wasn't the right situation for me to read this book. And I don't remember anything about it, so there's that beyond the premise. So I can't really tell you anything except that, like, I rushed through it and I shouldn't have. Up next, I read The Girl Who Reads on the Metro by Christine. I need to see this full name and it's not showing up. Christine Ferré-Fleury. This is translated from the French. And it's about a girl. It's about this woman who meets this man, but not in a romantic way. She meets this older man, and he's like, I have a job for you. And my job for you is to give books to strangers. Like, observe strangers and give them the perfect book. And it's very French. And it was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think it was fun. It just was not, like, great in any way, but it was very French, very interesting. It was, like, about the Paris metro, and there's a little girl, and I don't really remember what the plot beats were. I feel like the plot beats were not very strong. It was, like, the atmosphere that was, like, pretty okay. I don't know. It was, like, kind of weird, but, like, good weird. I don't know, but not great weird. It was medium good weird. A 3-star is, like, fine. It was fine. It was fine. Up next, I read The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. This I gave 2 stars. I thought it was fine, but like a bad fine, not a good fine, you know? Like it just was fine. This is a thriller about a woman whose husband who has a teenage daughter. The man has a teenage daughter. The man like disappears because his company is like getting in trouble for fraud, the company he works for, like tech company. And and he leaves a note that's like, protect her. And that's the last thing he told me, was that he told the narrator to protect the daughter. And it just was like pretty cliche and predictable and like not great, but I like didn't hate my time reading it. Like, it was a 2-star that I didn't hate until like the end. I don't think I liked the ending, but I also don't remember what the ending was. So it just was like meh. A lot of meh books this month. Up next, I read Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. This is a sci-fi, and it was a 3-star, but like a solid 3-star. Like, it was a good book. I just didn't love it. I definitely would be down to continue the series because I think there's a lot of interesting world stuff that could happen. I just didn't like fall in love with it. It was like good. It was fine. It was good fine, you know, as opposed to bad fine. It was good fine. Good fine. Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer is about this woman who goes on this expedition with a few other people to Area X, where they like, it's like a no man's land type place where there's like the community, the civilization is like walled, and it's like outside the wall. And she's like doing a scientific expedition into Area X, and she finds all these weird things. I thought there was some interesting like stuff about like hypnosis and like psychological manipulation and like what it does to you to be like isolated like that, but otherwise it just was like okay. But it was like good. It just was like okay. I don't really remember these books very well. Up next, this is the good one. I mean the bad one, but that was enjoyable. Next, I read Perfect, the thriller that will grab you by your DNA by L.A. Kessler. That is the title. The title is perfect. The subtitle is The Thriller That Will Grab You by Your DNA. I read it on Scribd, and that was part of the title on Scribd, so it's very important and very silly. This was 1 star, but I like kind of loved it, and I'm going to continue the series. Like, it was so bad, but in a really enjoyable way. Maybe it should be 1.5, because I did enjoy it, but it was like so bad. I previously would only give 1 star if it was like problematic, and I think maybe it was in some way, and I don't remember, but okay, so it's about this girl whose parents are, and she doesn't like know this, but you kind of know this from the beginning, sort of, because you can figure it out because you're not dumb. I assume her parents are part of this, like, are scientists, or her dad is a scientist at this like genetic manipulation place, and she is almost 18 and she has never been outside. She's never had a cut or a scrape or like a bruise or a sickness. She's literally perfect, and she's so sheltered because her parents are like keeping her perfect, and it's because she's a clone, basically. She's like a genetic experiment for her father's company. It's basically like her realizing, and there's this boy who lives across the street who like, anyway, it's about her, and she has a younger sister clone. All of her younger sisters have, when they get like diaper rash or whatever, they get killed. The parents kill them. But she has one surviving sister who's like 9 ish, and surviving clone. And so it's about like her and her sister basically like, or she's realizing what her parents are doing, and they plan to kill her on her 18th birthday as like a trophy of like a successful experiment. And so she's like escaping and, you know, and then navigating that with her sister. And it was bad, but it was fun. It was so silly. I have to tell you the best part. If you want to read this and not be spoiled, fine, skip ahead. But okay, the best part that made me like literally die and be like, I have to read the rest of the series because it is a trilogy. There was a guy that comes in at the end and is like, I'm from Department 51, you know, like Area 51. We're the government Department 51, and we are investigating this case because we have reason to believe that the cloning technology used is not from this world. And then they never mention that again. They're just like, aliens, bye. Let's just not mention it again. So I really want to know about the aliens and the alien technology. I just think that's so fun and quirky. And I want to know about the alien technology. So And of course there's a love story between the Juliet, the perfect girl, and the guy who lives across the street, and it's sort of really dumb, but it's okay. Yeah, that's it. I don't have much to say about it, but it was really fun. And honestly, I would recommend it, even though it was awful. But it was a really fun time. And I'm going to read the rest of the series, so look forward to that. We are going through these. Up next, we have All Systems Red by Martha Wells. This I gave 2.5 stars, and it was like a default 2.5. Like, I didn't really pay attention to the audiobook, and so I feel like I have to give it 2.5 stars. I think if I had eyeball read this, it maybe would have been different, or like if I had paid more attention. I was like, it was near the end of Wonderthon, and I was like just trying to finish a book, and I was listening to it because it was a short audiobook while I was folding my laundry, and like, I don't know, it was not the right time or place, but that's okay. I honestly like have no opinions. It was like a have no opinions 2.5, like a literally default. So yeah, nothing to say about it. I maybe will reread it with my eyeballs at some point to like properly appreciate and like actually get a feel for it and see if I want to continue the series. I honestly, like, did I even read it? Like, technically, yes. Up next, we have Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. This I gave 3 stars. It was fine. That's the theme of this video. They were fine. It was fine. It was like a good vibe for like my road trip, my vacation time, you know, because it's like, it's about like people who live in Hawaii who then go to this island off of Hawaii. They sail to this island. They're like strangers and they decide to sail to this island together. And then they meet these other people there, and it's just like them on this remote island with no connection to the outside world, and like what happens and their dynamics. Like, they're like pairs. There's 6 of them on the island to start with, and pairs knew each other, but other than that they didn't know each other. So it's like interesting. It's an interesting premise. I thought it really was just like fine. But like not bad fine. It was medium good fine. Medium good fine. That's my review of Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. It was not very good, but it was like not bad. So I really have nothing to say about these books. I apologize. The final book that I read in June was Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey. This was a buddy read with Martine from Just Martine and Ruby from Ruby Red, and I gave it 2 stars. This is the first book in the Expanse series, which is like a epic sci-fi, well-respected sci-fi situation. And I'm not opposed to reading the rest of the series if I buddy read it, because I like to buddy read things. But I did not like this book. I think, like, there were elements that I would have liked. Like, this was a road trip audio, like, while I was driving. And I think, like, none of the plot or, like, emotional beats really hit me. And that may have been a distraction thing. That's another theme of this video. I was distracted while listening to audiobooks. But I also, like, just none of it was, like, really getting me. And then there were things that really bothered me. Like, it was so clearly men writing women. And not even writing women. There was a cast of, like, I would say, like, 8 main characters. 2 of them were women. One of them was literally dead at first page and then just lived in the characters' imaginations. So, like, does she even count? There was basically one alive female main character, and the rest were just men, and there was a lot of, like, them talking about the women in ways that, like, just grossed me out, and it just was, like, very male, you know? It just was very, like, man. So, I didn't like it. I was like, I don't know. I think the good things, like, there was no good things. I think the neutral things could have been good in a different reading situation, maybe. But the bad things would have stayed bad. And since I had a neutral bad time, 2 stars. But again, I'm not, like, I like to buddy read, so I'm not opposed to reading the rest of the series at some point. And those are all the books that I read in June. This went by in 21 minutes, which is neither slow nor fast. I think that's pretty average. But I did finish before my parents got home, so that's a win. This is kind of good. Like, I'm kind of into it. Maybe I'll go to Walmart and see if I can get another one when I'm back home. Or see if it's just a Florida Walmart thing, because it could be just a Florida Walmart thing. But this was like, it was $3, and it's like good, and it's green. And there were red ones too. I got a watermelon one and a strawberry one that I already drank. But this one I was saving for this video because it's green. Okay, like and comment and subscribe. I have so many videos that like might be coming, but I'm on vacation, so that was a bad hair flip. There we go, that was better. Okay. Okay, like and comment and subscribe. Comment some books that I should read that are better than these ones. Or if you liked any of these ones, let me know. Or if you are intrigued by me reading the rest of the thriller that will grab you by your DNA series, I will do that. So, I don't know what I'm saying. Bye!